Hey folks, lyarri here. Today we're reacting to the 7 Levels of Drunk by Mostly True. I remember really liking his 7 Levels of High video. I'm sure he's the authority. I've been drunk before. Let's go.
So there are 7 levels of being drunk that you may experience when drinking. Of course, alcohol affects everyone differently, but these are some common things that almost everyone has experienced
I
at
can be
least
either
once.
one.
For level 1, we have buzzed. The first effects from the alcohol are starting to kick in. You'll find yourself with a very slight smile on your face and a warm sensation in your stomach. You'll still be able to walk and talk normally, but not for long. Level 2 is tipsy. At this point, you're starting to feel more euphoric. Shame levels are falling and your confidence is rising. You're gonna start feeling a lot more talkative and socially lubricated. You'll feel a bit more loose, like you don't have to think as much when it comes to socializing. You know all that spaghetti that falls out of your pockets when you try to talk to people when you're sober? Well, it's nice and boxed up in the fridge when you're drunk. No need to worry about dropping all your spaghetti. Level 3 is
I didn't realize that you could actually be organized and drunk. Like box up spaghetti, have it in a fridge. What the heck?
sloshed. This is when you start to feel more and more disinhibited. You lose your filter. See, normally when you're sober, the little person that lives inside your head kinda double checks everything you're gonna say before you say it. That way you don't say anything stupid. Well, when you're drunk, that little dude just stops checking. So you're much more likely to say stupid shit you wouldn't normally say. Another common side effect is you just
Okay, to be fair, I'd want to see the Bionicle collection. That's actually kind of cool. Just saying. My bed isn't made. I didn't even realize.
kinda start to talk in all caps. Everything you have to say becomes really important. And this is the point where you may notice you have to pee a lot. Now my friends used to call this breaking the seal, as in the first time you pee while you're drinking is when you've broken the seal, and now the floodgates are open and you're gonna have to keep peeing all the time. But
pee so much
personally,
when I'm
I
drunk.
prefer to drink water with each drink that I have, so I just embrace peeing often, because not drinking enough water is probably the biggest factor in getting a bad hangover the next day. Level
True. Also, peeing when you're drunk feels good. It's confirmed.
4. Tossed. Bro. Yo. Bro, please. Please, bro. Can I hit the jewel? Bro, please. Just one hit, dude. Just one hit from the jewel, bro. Please. Yeah, if you consume nicotine, this is when you're gonna turn into Schmeagol looking for his precious vape. For some reason, alcohol really potentiates the nicotine. Also, loss of shirts is a common side effect at this stage. If you're at a party and you see someone shirtless, they're tossed. Dancing also becomes easier. You don't necessarily get better at dancing, but it just gets easier. Level 5. Yost. You know the little man that lives inside your head,
Yes.
controlling your meat suit and making sure you don't say anything stupid? Well, he called in sick today. You're on your own now. Speaking of calling in sick, it's time to make some shit up about how you ate some bad Chinese food last night and text your boss. When you're this drunk,
Eat bad
pretty much
Chinese
every
food.
idea becomes a good idea. Like that time I thought it'd be a good idea to show off that I can do a backflip on flat ground. Now, I can land a backflip, but apparently gravity works differently when you're drunk. So I landed on my face, but it was worth it. I probably looked cool as fuck for that first half of that backflip. This is also when you start having momentary lapses in your memory. For level 6, we have hammered. Now, every friend group has that one friend who's known as a runner, when they get so drunk and they just decide to run away. I think when you're drunk,
Oh, yeah.
going anywhere feels kind of like a magical adventure. One of my friends would always get drunk, take his shirt off, and just run away. And we'd be chasing him like, bruh, we're drinking at your house, dude. And we'd have to go find him. If you're out
For me, that friend would always go to a gas station nearby and buy some nice snacks. Honestly, a king. Once he did meditate out in the lawn, okay, it wasn't a lawn, but out in the front part of the house. That was interesting.
a bar that has a stripper pole on the dance stage, it's time to get down. Sudden urges to steal traffic cones become unbearable. What will you do with it? Where will you put it? Those are all questions for sober you. And finally, level 7. Schmacked. Also known as, alright, who peed in my pants? This is when you'll get the spins, where it feels like the whole room is spinning around and around, which can make you pretty nauseous. If you haven't already, this is probably when you're gonna projectile vomit all over the bathroom floor. About 60% of drunk people never get their head over the toilet. You also will
I've never projectile vomited. Really proud of that.
probably not remember most of what happens after this point. This is
Wait, projectile vomiting is different than normal vomiting, right? Because I've normal vomited, but I've never had that stream go in as a projectile, you know?
When your number one priority should be to drink some water, maybe have a Gatorade or something with electrolytes in it, and have a little bit of food before you go to bed. And
I also
remember,
always get
if
to
you're
the
at a
toilet.
party, do not fall asleep with your shoes on. It is an unspoken rule that if you pass out with your shoes on, then legally anyone there is obligated to draw on your face with a permanent marker. That's
Is
why I
that
always
how it
roll through
works?
barefoot. Speaking of bare feet, one time after a particularly debaucherous party at my friend's house, we woke up to this message in the group chat. Apparently, someone left their shoes in his fridge, and we never figured out whose shoes they were or why they were in the fridge, but I can only imagine a couple of drunk buffoons absolutely dying of laughter over putting someone's shoes in the fridge. And here's a tip that may actually save your life at some point. If you're really drunk, do not fall asleep laying on your back. Get yourself into recovery position. That way you don't choke on your own vomit. Anyways, peace out, guys. I got some boys over and it's time for the
That's
next butt
fair.
chug. See ya!
In my view, though, oh my god, that's a lot of folks, a lot of cameos. Like, it's more comfortable to sleep on your back, in my opinion. I don't know.
So there are 7 levels.
I've definitely been vomiting so much before that someone put me on my stomach, but unless I'm at that point, I want to be on my back. Just to be clear, very important. But pretty accurate video. I wonder if he'll do levels of crossfade next. I feel like I don't think he he kept it very general. Like I don't think he went into like the mental breakdowns some folks can have at fives and sixes where they start crying about their exes. Instead, he went more for the bodily effects and the mental things that are occurring, which I respect. Pretty good gags. The shoes in the fridge, pretty good. Might do that next time. Um, okay. Bro, this could not have come at a better time. I'm extremely hungover, LMFAO. Puked my guts out last night and fell asleep in the shower for 3 hours. Rip my water bill. That sounds awful. I will say, the biggest thing, my number one thing if I'm hungover, I go to McDonald's and I get a hash brown. They're perfect for this. And you can get hotcakes if you want. And then it's like really just the perfect amount of carbs. Nothing is more true than having to pee legitimately every half hour, but it feels so good. Talking in all caps thing is so. I didn't even get that part. Like I don't remember it. Me and my friends got drunk on Discord and recorded it because we thought it would be funny to listen back when sober. And it got to a point where would preface everything with a loud wait, 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 after interrupting somebody else talking. We were all under the assumption that what we had to say was the most important thing in the world at any given time. I do love when like everyone gets on that same wavelength and just starts acting like a drunken crowd. It's very humorous. Hilarious yet life-saving how class should have been like this. So true. It's quite outstanding that he managed to get half mil subs in just 10 months. That's a real achievement. Keep it up. Yeah, seriously. I didn't realize he was that new. And he's at 650k now, so like sheesh. But when you're this drunk, pretty much every idea becomes a good idea. Here's a potentially life-saving tip. If your homie seems to be in danger of passing out and choking on their vomit, just lie them on their side. Oh yeah, their side is better than their stomach. And then fill a backpack with heavy ass textbooks and put it on them. Then they won't be able to roll over and they'll sleep. Yeah. Getting to know your own tolerance is really helpful. Like, I feel like it's just so important. And especially when you're crossfading because, like, it affects people differently. And, like, for me, like, I can get crossfaded and have a fantastic time. I don't really have to stress out too much. I also don't drink or smoke, especially as much as I used to now when I do it. So I'm still usually pretty there. Um, And for some people, even a little bit can be awful, right? Because like I know when you crossfade especially, it can like increase your chance of getting the spins and stuff, which again, thankfully never had that issue. But you could. I'm so sorry that was a Windows notification. Hopefully that wasn't too loud. It's interesting comparing this list to my own experience. When I first got drunk, I went straight from feeling nothing at all to getting the spins. I didn't get nauseous or a hangover. I just could not balance while standing up to save my life. Well, it depends on how much you drink. Um, yeah, I don't know. It takes a lot of time to like start feeling it, like for real, you know? All right. Sorry, I was trying to mute my Windows sounds. Um, blackout. It's usually what I call level 7. Yeah, blacking out's not fun. Not a good thing to aim for. But thank you so much for watching, folks. I hope you have a good rest of your day. Bye. Hey folks, thank you so much for watching. Remember to like the video, subscribe on YouTube, follow on Twitch, and have a great rest of your day. Bye.